Donkey the rabbit munching cookies all night. Sugar rush blazing a crazy delight. Nibbling faces in a frenzied haze. Friends confused in his cookie craze. He hops through chaos in the midnight dark. Cookies in his paws leaving a sweet mark. Face is bitten with a playful bite. Donkey's world, a funny sight. Donkey the rabbit, sugar in his veins. Nibble on your face, crunching all remains. Cookies crumble, falling to the floor. Donkey want more, can't ignore. Chasing shadows under the moon's bright glare. Cookies his obsession like he don't care. Friends watch in shock as he takes a bite. Donkey's love for cookies just feels right. He grins, mischievous eyes so wild. The chaos around him driving friends mild. Cookies drop, crumbs scatter in the bush. Donkey's cookie craze never will hush. Bite mark stories on furry cheeks. Donkey the rabbit at his cookie peak. Friends band together, a loving chase. Donkey's cookie craze never will hush. Inkle face, nibble pace. Donkey the rabbit, but sugar in his veins. Nibble on your face, nibble on your face. Cookies come, big brother falling to the floor. Donkey want more, can't ignore. Plans ignore. Donkey want more, can't ignore.
He's a rabbit that can't get enough. Cookies loves to munch, munch, munch every day. Can't get enough. Donkey the rabbit, the cookie muncher. He can never get enough cookies. He never stops eating because he's a cookie king. He would eat the cookies until he turns into a cookie himself. He's a king of eating cookies. Can't get enough of them. He will never, ever, ever stop eating them. Keep them Down to the rabbit, the cookie muncher. He can never get enough cookies. He never stops. Eat the cookie. He's a cookie king. Donkey the rabbit, the cookie muncher. He can never get enough cookies. He never stops eating 'cause he's a cookie king. Donkey the rabbit, the cookie muncher. He can never get enough cookies. He never stops eating 'cause he's a cookie king. One, two, three, four.
In a kingdom far away, there's a princess named Kira, with beautiful brown locks and eyes that sparkle. dances through the meadow with bunnies by her side as the sun starts to retire. One bunny turned to two, and two turned to a dozen. But Captain Kira's heart's forever filled with love. Her kingdom now enchanted, a ballet of soft footsteps, magical melodies carried on wings of a dove. Ballerina princess, her bunnies by her side, a twirl and a pirouette as dreams come alive. Captain Kira dances, her heart so full of bliss, in a world enchanted where love will always persist.
Hi guys, Bunzers. Okay, let's get my Wi-Fi is, I think it is on. I appear to be connected. Yay! All right. DJ Jazzy Star, she is here. Double R, are you going to be on? I am on. I was actually ready a couple minutes ago, but my Wi-Fi was not on, and I cannot use the iPhone, which is not my phone. It is a Giant Bunz producer's phone, and it's not connected to like any phone number for real, so it only works with Wi-Fi. Probably more than you need to know, but my actual phone was fabulous until, let's just say, maybe the Giant Bunz producer decided to update my phone. I didn't necessarily, I wouldn't have done that, but he did. When he updated it, I could not use my Discord camera at the same time as checking the YouTube chat. Kind of a problem. Hello, Kristen Stardablar. Kristen Star Double R. Hugh and Molly, how are you? Now we're waiting the presence of the wonderful Captain Kira, Queen of the Bunz. Thank you, darling Hugh and Mall. Hugh and Mod, as I like to call you. My main man, Mod. Who just tried to drink my fruit smoothie? Dusty, I could see that you would love. Please excuse the mess, you guys. Captain Kira was trying to feed pellet food to the bunnies, and I spilled it all over the place before I went to church. That is also why on Wednesdays I'm a little bit later, is that, my gosh, I go to a very cool church, and the people there, I just don't want to stop talking to them because they're just amazing, and they're delightful. They're delightful. Now I just realized they're delicious. That's a little weird. They're lovely. I mean, you know what? In Dutch, people say like lekker is delicious, but they say, or yummy, but they say lekker about sleep lekker, like have a delicious, delightful sleep. So, you know, you can use delicious. My dad, you know, he likes to say, oh, it's so wonderful. I was deliciously cool. He likes to say delicious, deliciously cool. But I am on. AJ Punk is in the house. We got Kristen Star Double R. We got DJ Jazzy Star Double R. We've got Hugh and Mall. We've got AJ Punk, our Midwestern pro wrestler extraordinaire. I have a fruity smoothie that is full of raspberries. What else? Mango, frozen mango, pineapple. What else is in that thing? Some cherries, couple cherries. I don't know, but I like fruit, and frozen fruit is so wonderful because it doesn't. You can just have it anytime. Ooh, we have curly ruffly lettuce. Oh my good dunker! So we're gonna have the curly lettuce. We have the curly lettuce. Oh, Mama Delphine, we got the curly lettuce. Come on, Sluggo. Sluggo, can you make it over the fence? Sluggo! Slugbug! Oh, you gonna have some of my smoothie? You can do that. You know what? Maybe I'll give them that. The rest of that. Sluggy! Sluggy! There he is. Here's Mr. Slugbug. Giant Bunz Koala. What are you doing, Mr. Koala? Oh, he's a sweet boy. He needs some love. I feel like Sluggo gets forgotten about sometimes. He asks for very little. But that doesn't mean he should get very little. Look at these. Look at this lineup. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait. Oh yeah. Mama's in the corner. Okay. How is everyone? Oh my gosh, I missed a whole bunch of chat. Hi, Captain Kira. Hi, Donkey. Keelan Mall says hi, Mr. Bandonkadonk. DJ Jazzy Star saying hello. Goofy Bunny Person. Oh, yes. The Giant Bunz producer. What am I saying? The Goofy Bunny Person is really his real name. Yeah, he prefers that, actually. You know, some people might be offended by, oh, you're goofy, calling me goofy, but that's, you know what? You know that someone is a good person when they prefer that you call them a goofy bunny person. Emphasis on the goofy. That that right there tells you they have a sense of humor. They don't take themselves too seriously, and they like being goofy, which the Goofy Bunny person, he is just high on the goof. That sounds like some kind of like weird drug reference, but it's not. It is not. I like to get high. You know, people say, "Oh, like, get high on life. Get high on goofiness. Get high on goof." There's nothing wrong with that. And someone has peed in the corner. That's pee in the corner. That's pee by the giant buns. Get a towel. We will take care of that. Triple R. Kristen Star. Let me think about this. Triple R Star. Does she have another? Wait, she is Triple R. She has an R in her first name. Kristen Star, Triple R, Kristen Star, and then Jaslyn. Jaslyn would technically be double R. Jay-Z. Wait, double R Star. Double R Star, that's Jazzy Lynn. All right. I didn't even have to bend over to clean up that potty spot. Oh, we are rocking and rolling. Oh, Dusty, I knew you would like the lettuce core if I gave you that. You're gonna get, oh, Teeny's gonna punch Dusty. Do not punch Sluggo. He is a lover, not a fighter. He is a sweet boy. He doesn't fight. Dusty, or Teeny, get over here. You are being a stinker today. Okay. Well, probably is a stinker most days, but I like to give you the benefit of the doubt, Teeny. Oh, have you put yourself in a timeout in the corner? Is that what you did? Look, Teeny, the kale is oh, what the kale? Oh, Miss Posh Pie. We're gonna get the kale. It's the deep green curly kind. I think it's the nicest kale. Although, you know, all kales are very beautiful. Have you guys ever seen all the there's like a kale that's kind of lighter green, but then it has the purple ends and it's all roughly like, I mean, just like kale is very interesting. And like, okay, Dusty, come on, come over here. Think about gourds and squashes, how there's all like the lumpy, bumpy ones and the smooth ones, and there's yellow, orange, white. All of the variety of just the vegetables that we have on this planet. And the, oh my gosh, the fruits. I have been into passion fruit lately, which you guys, the Star Sisters, do you know the passion fruit? It looks like, if you look into the center of a passion fruit flower, it looks like a cross in the center. And I think it even looks like a true crucifix. There's like something in front of the cross that looks like someone could, you know, something is like up against the cross. So they're kind of, that's how they got their name, I believe. In the biblical Christian passion. Do you want some of this? But someone correct me if I'm wrong, but that's kind of what I heard. But, you know, when I was little, I thought passion fruit was called that because it made you passionate or something. I mean, which passionate you can be passionate about anything. You know, you can be passionate about life, but that's kind of what I figured. I was like, oh, passion fruit. Passion fruit makes you passionate. What are you? Oh my gosh, I already gave you parsley, donkey. Okay. That's okay. I think he likes his little parsley feeding station over here. My gosh, the grocery store was very generous with the parsley. And look, this is just one bunch of cilantro. Oh my gosh, maybe I should save some of that for myself. Um, Sluggo. Wait, Kristen, did you just add Cheyenne to your YouTube account? Wait, hang on. There's Kristen Star, double R, triple R. And then there's Kristen Cheyenne Star. I love that middle name of yours. My neighbor had a really wonderful dog named Cheyenne. Well, she called her Cheyenne. Cheyenne. At least you didn't see. I heard you talking about that, Kristen. How come we never talk after church? Or maybe because I was talking to other people. But don't be shy. Don't be shy. Kristen and Jaslyn, would you guys at some point want to come over and be special guest stars here up close and personal, here in the Giant Bun stream room? Would you like to do that sometime? That's Teeny in the corner. That's her in the spotlight, losing her cilantro. Don't forget to like the stream if you haven't. Oh, thank you, AJ Punk. I never think of doing that. I just do not remember to promote myself. Although, having said that, you guys, we have a new person who is a subscriber. I can pretty much tell you it was the lovely, beautiful gal that was the checkout cashier at the grocery store today. And I said something about, oh, I can't wait till it gets cooler so I can put my rabbits outside. And she asked me how many I had. Said 9, and then she was like 9, and then I was like, yeah, I have. If you want to see them, you can check them out on Giant Bunz with a Z. I'm pretty sure she's subscribed. I don't know if she's watching. Let's see how many people get. 7. I can't remember. I don't know if I saw what her name was. Probably would have been nice for me to ask, but she was beautiful and super sweet and friendly. So anyway, I think it was you who subscribed. So thank you. If that was you, and if it wasn't you, whoever did subscribe, thank you, because it's fun. It's fun to have more subscribers and get to have a couple more people watch these guys. And like I was joking around the other day, like we should change the description of Giant Bunz to it's just rabbits. Like that's it. Don't expect a lot. I mean, the other night, DJ Jazzy Star, you remember when Jaslyn told me to look outside the window near the end of the stream and the sunset was just going bonkers and it was just absolutely gorgeous. So I went outside and then we saw the sunset all together. The bat was flying over my head. That was a vibe. That was a vibe. We all experienced a Giant Bunz sunset together in Bunzville, and I like that kind of stuff personally. So yeah, we get to hang out, we get to chill. Whoopsie! Oh, I just dropped a sweet potato on someone's head. Sorry. But yeah, let's see, guys. What news do I have? I received a dryer motor delivered today. And so that means I get to take my dryer apart and try and install a new motor. I really hope I can, because the Giant Bunz will not have blankies and clean towels and things. I mean, normally I would just hang stuff outside. I love hanging laundry outside, but it's just been so rainy, humid. Just nothing will dry out there. At least we haven't had as much rain in the last, few days. Right, Jabba? Yeah, right. Okay, let's get rid of this basket. Let's see if there's anything more in here. I don't want you guys to eat my shopping. These are my little shopping grocery baskets. And they're just, unfortunately, they're made out of materials that the bunnies would love to eat. I don't blame you guys. Yeah, I've very exciting news. We have the dryer engine motor, whatever it is. I'm gonna have to try to repair that. I was standing on my glass. You were standing on my glass. I thought I heard you say something about a jar. Then I fell. I almost fell down the stairs. Wait, you were standing on your glass. Why were you standing on your glass jar, Kristen Cheyenne Star, Triple R? Double N. Yeah. Never a need to be shy around Kira. She's Hewlin mod. Oh, Hewly pants. That is sweet that you would say that. You're a sweetheart to say that. No, that's really nice, Hewlin Mall. You should make up t-shirts for the Bunz. I know it. They would be super cute, wouldn't they? I mean, like, I don't wear a lot of t-shirts, but I would wear a Giant Bunz t-shirt because it would be cute. You know, with these guys, if we could get them on the shirt. And if people walked around with these beautiful bunny rabbits on a shirt and it said Giant Bunz YouTube, I think it would promote the channel. Kristen, I could see you and Jaslyn wearing these Giant Bunz t-shirts, you know, with all the bunnies on there. You could wear them to school. I don't know. Maybe do schools have dress codes? Can you wear shirts that, like, you know, or like a YouTube channel? And I don't know. There's supposed to be a meteor shower. What? Oh, is it going to be clear? Oh my goodness! I'm so glad you said that, Kristen. I never remember stuff like that. We, you know, in the Midwest, not too long ago, there was the lunar eclipse or solar eclipse. I knew about that. That was hard to miss. But I missed a lunar eclipse not too long ago, and I was very sad. And I missed the northern lights. I think that happened last summer or something, and I missed it. And you could where we are, you could even see it where we are, and that kind of broke my heart. I think it was this time last year because someone on Facebook was just, well, maybe it wasn't. I don't know. They were posting a picture though from last year when you could see the northern lights, and I'm like, man, I totally missed it. So hey, I'm gonna set an alarm on my phone. Mr. Weast Banana, Mr. Weast Banana, Banana, Mr. Weast Banana. Banana, Mr. Weast Banana, 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 Mr. Weast Banana. Oh, sweet girl. Sweetie baby right here. Oh, she's the sweetest. Okay, Kristen says you should see the meteor shower tonight at like after midnight. Okay. There was one yesterday. Oh my gosh. All I need to do is just walk outside. I stay up late anyway. Oh goodness. How are people? I'm doing fine today. I am so happy that I am not in pain today. It makes my life a lot easier. Let me just tell you. Yeah, how are you, Mr. Weez Banana? Wait, I can't. This is not even my normal phone. Okay, so I can't set an alarm on this. Okay. Let's hope that Captain Kira, sometime tonight after midnight. I think if there's anything else I need to do, like I think I. Okay. My little brain, I'm planting a seed. Meteor shower tonight. Remember. Kristen, are you going to be able to stay up that late to see it? And did you see the meteor shower last night, Kristen? My gosh, T, you're getting very long and slinky. You are like a slinky. Are you going to have some fruit smoothie? I don't think there's anything in there you can't have. It's just fruit. There's no sugar. I didn't add anything. Oh, okay, okay, yuck. I don't want any. Oh, I just threw that in their food dish. I don't want anyone eating the stuff that's all wilted. That's yucky. That is yucky. Delphine, how are you doing, sweetheart? Such a good girl. The old mobile is barely working. Oh, this old mobile. Your phone, really? Is that what you're talking about? This old mobile? Are you talking about your car? It's hard to know these days. There's Oldsmobiles. You guys ever driven one of those? My dad let me drive a very old Oldsmobile that was a company car that he bought off the company he was working for. Do not eat my basket, you two. And we called that car the party barge because it was like brown. The paint job was kind of going, and it was still very plush inside, but the thing was huge, very long. You could fit a lot of kids in there, and it did break down about every month. About once a month, it would be stranded. I would be stranded on the side of the road. Luckily, I was living in a very small town. It was this town, and yeah, and I just would walk to the gas station and say, "Hey guys, can you help me roll the car down to your shop?" But yeah. Anyone? Yeah. Are people still driving Oldsmobiles? Yeah, I don't go to sleep until like 4 or 3:30 in the morning. Oh, you are a true teenager. Good on you. You're being um, true to the teenage years. I go to bed around 2. It's very, very bad because I get up around 6:30. And lately, I've been, if you want to call it backsliding, I've been kind of drifting off to sleep again. But I do have to get up and do stuff at 6:30. So then I maybe go to bed for a little half an hour or something again. But I really don't want to do that because I like to get stuff done early. Start doing stuff early, and then you got the whole day ahead of you. And then, but I just don't. Captain Kira does not get a lot of sleep. My sleep is 2 to 6:30. So, not that I want to be like having, people calling me or any texting at that time of night because, yeah. So, don't do that. But I technically probably don't fall asleep till about 2 in the morning, usually. The Jaslyn, my school starts at 9 and ends at 4:30. Okay, that is acceptable. School starting at 9. My high school started at 7:45, and I had activities. I was in so many things that I wouldn't get home a lot of the time until sometimes 11 o'clock at night. And then I had to do my homework till about 12:15, maybe later, 1 in the morning. And then I would have to get up at about 6, depending on if I was taking the bus or not. I eventually just ended up riding my bike all the time because I didn't have a car for most of that time. And then I just was like, I give up. I'm just going to ride my bike. So I had to really, all my books in the back, all the stuff I had to bring with me. And oh man, that was brutal though. 7:45 felt quite early for high school. When school starts, I don't go to sleep until like 4:50 and then have to wake up at 5. Wait, you don't go to sleep till. But then you only have like an hour of sleep, Kristen. Okay. I get about what I get 4.5 hours of sleep is my usual. But I mean, 1 hour, and I can survive on 4.5 hours. I get sleepy sometimes, but how can you do that, Kristen? That doesn't even seem humanly, excuse me, humanly possible. Do you like wearing necklaces? Oh my gosh, Kristen, I love wearing necklaces. I do. I really do. Um, did you see? This is today's necklaces. La la la. Yeah. I have one of my favorite necklaces, which is a really long one, and I would have worn it with this outfit normally. The little chain linky thing is something is wrong with it. I think it may have opened up because it keeps slipping off the rest of the necklace, and so the necklace just falls off. So I can't see things close up. That's actually not a very good thing for my eyes, is to look at things close. My whole life I've been like that. I can see, my distance vision is great, but I don't know how I'm going to repair this jewelry. Do you like, what about you, Kristen? Do you like wearing necklaces? Kristen said North starts at 7:45 and ends at 3. Okay, so this is like a typical high school thing, isn't it? Yeah, I go to sleep in one of my classes and they let me go to sleep if I don't have to do work. Okay. Well, I think I would definitely sleep through some of the classes if I got only 1 hour. I remember my poor English teacher. I had this awesome English teacher. I had him for 2 different years in high school, and he was so smart. He was probably way too smart for us. But we were in some kind of, like the honors class or whatever they call it. So, I mean, I think we appreciated him more than maybe some kids would have. I don't know. But I loved this guy. Like, I actually looked forward to his class, which is not the case with, all of my teachers. But it was like after lunch. It was like at 1 in the afternoon or something. Maybe it was maybe it was a little earlier than that. I don't know. Somewhere around the middle of the school day. And I think it was right after I had eaten. It's just, and there was like a radiator heat in this classroom. So you get this old fashioned, heat just like radiating out and warming everything. I would fall asleep and he moved me front and center in front of his desk because I was falling asleep. And he was just like, okay, well, if I move you, you won't ever fall asleep if I'm staring right at you. I just fell right asleep right in front of his face every day. This poor man, he was just like, I don't know what to do. My physics teacher, which I had at 7:45 a.m., she called my mother and she was like, I think Kira is on drugs. And my mom was like, why? And she said, well, she falls asleep in my class every morning. And my mom was like, okay, she has activities until late at night. And then she, has to get up and like go to your class. She's like, she's like, it's just a little too early for learning, science. And my physics teacher didn't really like that answer. And so I had to sit in the corner of my physics classroom for a week, turn to the corner, and she made me a dunce cap that said dunce. And it was a pointy, like, you know what I mean? Like a princess, the old fashioned princess hat thing, but it said dunce. And she literally did that to me. She was really smart. She actually worked with NASA, like did like astronaut stuff. Like she was really cool. But she did that to me, and people don't believe it. But she did. It happened, you guys. Captain Kier had to wear the dunce cap for a week. I got in trouble for falling asleep. You have a cross necklace on? Wait, where's you guys? I think I can say this. I'm not sure who gave this to Krispy Kreme Krusty Krab, Kirsty Cookie Tillman, but you guys, this beautiful little cross came from Krusty Krab. And I don't know who gave it to her. I don't know how she came to have this beautiful little cross, but she just doesn't wear jewelry. And she was like, do you want this? And I was like, oh, yes, it's so pretty and delicate, But yeah, that was actually Christie's. Jazzylyn, I go to sleep at 9:30 and you wake up every day at 6 o'clock. Get to school at 7 and start school at 9, end school at 4:30. Wow. Well, Jaslyn, I think I would, yeah. If you're gonna have to, that's good. That's a good amount of sleep. That's a good amount of sleep, Jaslyn. Yeah. When school starts, I am going to have geology and history. Oh, geology and history of the world at 7:45 in the morning. Well, okay. I have faith. That class may be actually okay at 7:45 in the morning. It sounds interesting. That sounds really interesting. And if it's interesting and relevant to your life, you'll probably be able to stay awake better than if it wasn't. Crystal with a K. How are you doing? Crystal with a K popping in today. Yeah, I hope you are doing well, Crystal with a K. Miss Teeny is doing like full stretch and she's showing us her long slinky body. She is like a slinky toy. She can get real compact and smush up, and then when she wants, she can stretch out the slinky. Yes, you're very cute, Teeny. Will you let me pet you? Oh, he's a good girl. Okay, that was about it. And then we've got little Gray, our little gentleman. Yeah, he's such a sweet boy. Their second class is geometry. Okay. See, I would, if your first class was geometry, and I actually do like geometry quite a bit. I love the visual spatial stuff that you can see it in your brain like that in 3D or in all that. Geometry is not the worst math out there because it's, you know what I mean? A lot of math is more like theoretical and more abstract, and that, oh my gosh, why is there part, what is this? There's some metal that even come from? Okay, that's kind of disturbing. Where would that have come from? That is so strange. Okay, I'm going to put that in my basket, and that is getting thrown out because I don't even know what kind of use that doesn't even look like something I've ever seen. Okay. But yeah, I think geometry also, I don't think it's going to be a bad year for you. Kristen. Who should I see next? Let's go see Sluggo. Yeah, I kind of would like to revisit geometry. I did a little reading about the origins of like the circle and 300 and how things were divided into, threes and sixes. Really, it was sixes. How we have base 10 is kind of, like how things work nowadays. Well, you can make things divided or counted by whatever you want. Any number, divide things by 12, and back when I think the Sumerians were kind of the first to really start doing organized math. They like to count things in sixes, and it was based, from what I understand, it was based off of nature and the how long it took the Earth to go around the sun. 365 days, or 360 if you kind of just roughly round it out, and 24 hours in a day, and the hour is 60 minutes. And have you ever wondered why? Well, it's because, back in ancient Sumerian times, they were kind of the first people to develop math. And they were looking to nature for, oh, well, how will we divide this up? Let's follow what nature is already doing. So it's just interesting to me. Crystal with a K, math was my absolute worst subject. I flunked algebra twice. It's not hard to do that, Crystal. Okay. Oh man, I had a class my senior year of high school, was trigonometry, pre-cal trigonometry stuff. And oh man, I didn't know what I was doing. And I remember my teacher, I've talked about him before on the stream, because he was a guy who he was mostly inspired by his bowling league. And so he would talk about bowling stuff, and I'd be like, oh, he's so happy when he talks about his bowling. And so I would pay attention to him talking about bowling, but then anything else, he was so dry, and nothing stuck with me that he said. I was not learning, and finally I had to just read the book. I couldn't learn from this man, and there was nothing. He wasn't a bad, mean person, anything like that, but he didn't, part of my problem with it is that it has to be somewhat relevant to me and interesting, and it wasn't applied. It was not applied to things that you can see and things that are interesting, and so that was kind of a problem. And actually, that class was in an interior, like a temporary classroom. Like they pulled these pullable walls, that are like a big sliding door type thing. There were no windows, and it was all fluorescent light, and it was overly heated because we were in this interior room off of the school library. Horrible. That's how most of the math classrooms were. No windows. It felt terrible to be in there. And then you're having a teacher who's just so boring beyond belief. Very uninspired. So yeah, I learned very little. I had to just read the book. My math class, I got a C in that class. Yeah. Well, hey, you know what? Sometimes you take the C and you move on to the next thing. There's nothing wrong with that, And in biology, you got a D plus. You got a plus. To D or not to D. Yeah. You know what? Biology is not easy. It is not an easy subject, and it's easy to get a D plus. Because there's so much in biology. It sounds like your class must have had a pretty tough biology class, Kristen. It sounds like they weren't messing around. This is a cell. This is an arm. You know what I mean? It sounds like they were giving you the real, kind of low level pre-med type biology. Hi, Sluggo. My goodness, not only do you have a koala face, you have koala claw paws. Look at you. He's like Wolverine. He's Sluggerine. Hi. Hello, baby. Hi. You're the sweetest. You are the sweetest cuddle boy. Yes, you are. Science, Crystal with a K says, science was not my thing either. Made lots of D's. Not, you know what? There's just not easy. And again, you have to have someone, I don't know. Science can be fascinating, and it's like, why make it dry and boring? That's what I say. Kristen, Startable Art, you had an old woman and a younger woman in that class, and she would talk fast when she, okay. Oh, that's not helping. That's not, I can barely, just when I meet someone, out and about, if they talk really fast, I don't know what it is about my hearing or my brain, but I'll think they said one thing. Okay, this just happened to me at church, Kristen. I'm talking to Sister Stephanie. I don't know if you're watching, Sister Stephanie. Probably, I don't know if you've ever tuned in, but like, she was trying to tell me her mom was cool, COOL. Because she thought the way I dressed kind of reminded her the way her mom dressed, and she said my mom was cool. I thought she said her mom was cruel, and I said, I'm sorry. And then she said, oh no, she was cool, and she would match if she had lace on, she would match. And I was like, oh, she must have said cool. So I was saying, oh, my mother was cruel. And I was like, oh dear. Sometimes Captain Kira is a bit cringy, a bit deaf. I actually do have significant hearing loss in one ear. I found that out when a friend of mine was getting her master's in audio. What do you call that? Audiology, where is that what it's called? Yeah, where you study, hearing, and you know how to test people's hearing and all that kind of stuff. The one class I didn't fail was stained glass. I got a B-, and that, because you sounds like you really like the class. All she would talk about is sickle cell. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I remember the sickle cell, and they show you the pictures of the red blood cell, and it's all folded up and it's not nice and smooth. Yeah, and that's the problem with the sickle cells. It can't move through the body nicely as the normal ones. Sickle cell anemia. It can cause anemia. I do remember what that is. Do I know anyone with sickle cell or the sickle cell trait? Not that I can remember. I had to think about that because I feel like maybe one person that I have known, not like someone close to me right now. I feel like someone at least told me like, yeah, my sister or someone has sickle cell. And I remember, because I think I was like, oh my gosh, someone actually who has it, Not that I want anyone to have it, but it's just something you hear about. But I don't know, do you know anyone who has that trait? Kristen? Past speech now, wait, past speech now, I don't get to know more. Kristen says, you do have a sickle cell trait, Kristen? Do you really? So, okay, you have the trait. So that means your cells, you have the bends in the red blood cells. Do you have, and if this is too personal, you don't have to say anything, but can you tell? Does it, okay. If you've had the sickle cell trait, you've always had it, so you wouldn't know the difference. That's actually not a good question for me to ask. Well, anyway, I hope it doesn't make you, give you bad symptoms. I know. I hope it doesn't. But Crystal with a K says English composition and grammar was my subject, mostly B's in that. Yeah, I love that stuff. So useful because you learn how to write a proper sentence, you learn how to shape a paragraph with the intro and then the middle with the information. And 5-paragraph essay, like when you learn skills like that and how to make a title, a good title, how to make an introduction, your paragraph structured nicely and your conclusion, you'll use that. You will use that. I mean, even if it just helps you write decent emails to people, that's nice. It's like kind of an essential thing. No matter what job, and you never know. I've had jobs. Oh my gosh, you guys, I was a legal secretary for quite a while. That job, okay, first of all, tons of typing. I have mad typing skills because of that. But I wrote so many letters to the lawyer's clients. You were writing letters to the courts. You were writing letters to whatever businesses and friends and family. You need all this information when you're in, legal territory. I wrote till the cows came, and then I had to do you take dictation from the lawyers that you work for, and then you got to type it all in. They're talking about the case, and they need all their notes written up. Oh my gosh, that's more just typing, but yeah, writing skills are good. AJ Punk, you're back into how? What is going on, AJ Punk? What is going on? Back in black. You're back in black. Jazzy Lynn, I passed speech now. I don't have to do it no more. Good for you, Jazzy. You. You mean when you say speech, you mean like public speaking? Hello, Dusty. Hi. What a friendly girl. Dusty, do you want to try fruit smoothie? Nope, no one's trying it. That's okay. More for me. Hey, hi, Witch. Hello, Papa Bunny. Jazzy, can you do speeches now? Friends, humans, countrymen, lend me your ears. 407 years ago, our fathers brought forth in this country. I don't know. I never was good at memorizing speeches and stuff. And Posh, you're so cute with the yawn. I was not a talent of mine. I had to teach myself tricks to memorize things like that. So yeah, but when it comes to songs, I can memorize, and it's really like a million times easier when it's set to music. Dusty. Oh, Dusty is in my basket. What, Dusty girl? What are you doing? She's in my basket. What do you think you're doing, miss? You can eat whatever's in there, just don't eat the actual basket. You know what? Yeah, you're welcome to. There's little pieces of parsley and stuff. You can eat that. So funny. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's 9:02. Jazzy says no, like speech to help me learn how to. Oh, I see. Speech class. Okay. I mean, you're a bit young for like speech class. Like I'm going to give a speech or well, you know what I was thinking of. I know what I was thinking. I was thinking of public speaking, and I thought, wow, they're starting them young. Jaslyn school. I thought that's quite young for public speaking, but that makes sense. Yeah, help you learn how to read. Now, reading again, valuable skill. Yeah, to help you read better. Makes sense. Prestorian has driven in all the way from Lothlorien. driving in his beautiful, shining DeLorean while dressed as a Mandalorian, while singing along to Chants Gregorian while playing along on his fabulous, old-fashioned accordion with only one arm so he doesn't crash his car. And he will be going home to see his girlfriend, who is Salvadorian, and she will be making over the campfire some Somorians. And later tonight, along with all of the giant Bunzerinos, we will all be snoring in. Am I about to end? Pretty soon. Pretty soon. I mean, you know what? I started a little bit late because I was at church with Kristen Star, Triple R, and with Miss Jazzy Lynn Star, Double R. So yeah, I was at church and I technically could get home probably in time to stream, but I talk to people after church because they're just lovely people, and I have a gift for the gab. If I find other people who have a gift for the gab, we're gonna gab till the cows come in. And I got to gab with Sister Stephanie, Kristen Star, Triple R, and I was very, very happy. And yeah, Prestorian, you got yourself an epic poem. It is an epic poem. It is a classic that will go down in the annals of poetry history, and we will make a beautiful hardcover version of it. The story of Prestorian, Giant Bunz Historian. Yes, it's one of the epic poems. Jasmine says, still don't know how to read, and it helps me to spell. You know what? Reading is huge, you know? Yeah, I mean, you gotta keep at it. Spelling is good too. Don't rely on autocorrect. Autocorrect, you know what autocorrect does? Autocorrect uncorrects my speech. Anytime I'm writing a word it doesn't recognize, or it changes it, and then I end up sending these crazy texts to people, and I'm like, I didn't that. It was you know, how many times has autocorrect made a very strange, you know, if it made it funny, I would actually go with that. But it's usually not funny. It's just like, what are you talking? You know, it makes it hard to even understand. But if it went funny, like Mad Lib's kind of funny, I would be all for it. And have you guys ever done the? It's basically speech to text. Have you guys ever done that on, like, I think I did it through Gmail or something, and I didn't even do it on purpose. And I sent it to my brother or something. I think it was to my brother, and he laughed so hard because it changed everything to the funniest words you could possibly find. Somehow, the speech to text was just ridiculously funny. And it was like this whole big email, this whole page of me, you know, talking. And I had meant to call him through Google or something. And I think I thought he picked up, but he didn't. And it recorded it and it printed it out. And it was just like, I read that for probably a month. I would go back and read it because it just made me laugh so hard. You haven't been to Wednesday church in forever, probably since high school. I never, like, I was saying this the other day, I never had a church, at least that had a, you know, a midweek service that I knew about. There could have been stuff I didn't know about. I was so busy when I was, like, you know, high school and stuff. Say read to type to spell and to speak, to other people without getting scared. Read to type to spell and to speak to other people. I don't know. I was in speech from kindergarten until 6th grade because I could say my N's and my W's, and I could read until I was in 4th grade. Okay, I read some stuff about not pushing kids to learn how to read until they show the interest. Have you ever heard about this? And actually, I knew some kids who also did not. It was probably like 4th grade. I think I really was around the same age, 4th grade. But then once they learned how to read, they were like, fine. It was just like but their brain and their interest. I don't know which came first, the chicken or the egg, the interest or the skills or just the brain development. But I had a cousin who also, I think he was around 4th grade. He just, you know what? His brain, it didn't click for him until later. So don't worry about that stuff. I mean, it's just, you'll get it when your brain gets it. Because, you're taking classes, you are doing it's not like you're just, oh, I'm just not going to learn to read, but your brain will get it when it's ready. And then you can read till the cows come in. Um, Kristen, my reading in 5th grade was at a 1st grade level for reading. Well, I mean, you had to catch up, you know, nothing wrong with that. When you're growing up and you got to go to school and public school and all that, I mean, if you can just stay happy and positive and have some nice friends, in school and have some decent teachers, you're doing pretty well if you can have that, right? So all the academics are great, but it really, if you can maintain, some happiness and going to school with some nice people, that's pretty huge. Because you're stuck, you're stuck with those people. Both the teachers and the other students every day. It's kind of a big thing. I have a necklace, and it doesn't fit your neck. I could give it to you because your name starts with Kristen. That's really sweet, but you know what? Hold on to it. You're still young. You may turn into. It doesn't. Oh wait, you're saying it doesn't fit your neck? Huh. Could you put like a little I think you go to a place like Hobby Lobby. I think you can get like a little necklace extender. I mean, I could even find one for you if you want, but I would hate for you to not have your Special K necklace. I mean, of course that'd be sweet. That's a sweet thought, but I think you could get a little chain extender. I think Hobby Lobby has those in the jewelry section. I am donkey. Me, God dang that. You know who else does? This gorgeous boy. He does. Yeah. Yeah, the giant buns all have beautiful, strong, nice necks. Oh, yes, you do. That's what you want. You don't want to have a pin-sized neck. Have a strong, nice, decent neck. The Honorable Sir Bundonkadonk. He is presiding over the giant buns room in his baby seal throne blanket. Yes, and he has got his little friend, the gray chinchilla, to hang out with. And he has a lap ear friendly bunny puppet to hang out with. Oh, other bunny puppet. Donkey, you, Sir Bandonkadonk, break my heart. You are too sweet. Did you know your mama loved you? Oh, yes, she does. Uh-oh, a little more lipstick. Mm. Mm. Oh my gosh, he's just the sweetest boy bunny child you could ever want. And then we got Benjamin Bunny from the Peter Rabbit stories. Guys, I have a Peter Rabbit. I gotta find him. All we have is Benjamin Bunny. Yes. Benjamin Bunny. Miss Benjamin. And I wear clothes and a hat. And a cap. Yes. I have you now. I have your fur all over my cap. We're all gonna hug Mr. Bundonkadonk here. We're gonna go over here. Yes, we're all gonna snuggle with Mr. Bundonkadonk. And then, who is this? Who is this? Oh, oh, I'm gonna come. Oh, I'm freaking him out. He's like, all these guys are like pushing up against me, Mom. What's going on? I didn't know they were live. Oh my gosh, I just remembered. If you read Peter Rabbit, the book of Benjamin Bunny, the tale of Benjamin Bunny, this hat is called a tam o' shanter. I think it's like Scottish or something. And it's got like a little red pom pom. So adorable. He has a little red handkerchief. Um, hey, Donkey, do you want to get to run around? I see that Dusty just came back. Um, guys, I think I should probably start the music. I do have to eat some real food. I can't just survive. Girls can't survive on just smoothies, you know? I would actually, I kind of like to because that means I don't really have to cook and I can just use a blender and just pull frozen fruit out of my freezer and put it in a blender. Um, Kristen Starteblar. I told Sister Stephanie and Brother Tom, I told them how funny you are. And they thought that was pretty great. They think you are a great kid, by the way. Um, pickle covered in chocolate. I have heard people say something about chocolate covered pickle before. Has anyone tried it? It sounds terrible. It sounds terrible, but can anyone tell me what that's like? Has anyone tried it? Have you tried peanuts in Coca? Putting peanuts in Coca-Cola? Put them in the drink? No. I mean, I don't know. I would never think of that. Oh, I've heard of peanuts in Coke. Wait, what? You have? Never tried it? Wait, why? Why would you put nuts in a drink? Like, just plop them in there. Like, it's in Coke? Are they salted? Are we mixing salty and sweet? You don't like Oreos and salt. No, I'm hungry and I want to go eat, and you're talking about Oreos and salsa. Oh gosh, I still remember the ice cream with the mustard. How about ice cream and ketchup? That sounds cool as well. I remember going over to my friend's house. I used to just like show up at my friend's house all the time. I just was one of those kids. I would just be standing in the doorway of someone's house and I would just let my, self in and wander into their kitchen. I remember one family, they were having eggs for breakfast and they were having them with ketchup and I almost threw up. I am not I was just, well, and I hated anything with tomatoes in it as a kid. And it turns out that I can't have tomatoes as an adult because it is not good for me. But peanuts and Coca-Cola is a favorite here in the South? How have I never heard of this? Thanks for telling me that, Crystal with a K. I did not know that. And Kristen, Cheyenne Star Triple R. Me also like popcorn and ketchup. That is not anywhere near as weird as some of the other things you said, Kristen. Eggs and syrup. I've accidentally done that when you're having like eggs next to like pancakes or waffles. It's okay, especially if it's real maple syrup. Like maple, you could put maple syrup on almost anything, and it's yummy. Almost anything. Um, yeah, Kristen, eggs and syrup. I'm okay. I'm okay right now. But some of the other stuff, I got to get you in touch with my brother, Kristen. I have to. I told him about you. Okay, guys, it's 9:19. Um, okay, Kristen, I hate to break this to you. Beans on pizza. I'm a vegan. No, I'm not. I eat eggs, but I don't eat dairy. But like, beans on pizza sounds good. I think you could make it good. A little hot sauce, beans, a little hot sauce, a little I can't have dairy cheese, but you could get a little of that fake vegan cheese, like the made out of like cashews and stuff. Or you could just do like roasted vegetables with beans and some hot sauce. Sprinkle some cilantro like after you cook the pizza. In fact, I have had pizza like that. It was kind of like a Mexican pizza, and then it was topped with cilantro. After it was cooked. Oh my gosh, it was good. It was good. So I'm sorry, Kristen. It was good. I would eat that. Vegan pizza with beans. Yeah, I'm telling you, Kristen, that's some good eating. Or as my dad would say, that's some good eating. Um, oh, okay. So we're going to pop up some music, but I'm going to say good night. So long, farewell. Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye. Giant buns must go. Wait, the giant buns must curl up and say goodnight. Mikey and okay, I don't know what this guy is doing up at this hour, but I'm very pleased to see him. I'm shocked. I'm surprised. Did somebody? Of course, he was summoned because okay, Mikey and L. I know for a fact he's very serious about his pizza. He's a pizza connoisseur. He doesn't mess around. He knows where the best pizza is, and he heard from all the way in the Midwestern United States. He heard the word pizza, and it woke him up out of his deep slumbers. And here he is. It's like miraculous that you could hear all the way from where you are, across the big ocean. You heard pizza. Crystal with a K. I love a good peanut butter and banana sandwich. Me, oh gosh, yes. That was my main food for probably 2 or 3 months, maybe longer. Last fall, it was all I was eating because it was involved no cooking, and you always have peanut butter. Bananas are cheap. You can always just have a huge bunch of bananas. I just had to buy bread. Remember to get bread. Oh my gosh, awesome! I could live on peanut butter and banana sandwiches. I'd be perfectly happy. Um, Much love to you and Miss Lucy Goosey Hewlin Mall. I'm just still laughing. It's hilarious. Pineapple and jalapeno on pizza. Again, yummy. For someone like me, I have had that. It is delicious. You can't combine it with things that don't go with it, but it can be very yummy. But yeah, much love to Kristen Cheyenne Star Triple R, my food connoisseur, and she's going to have a YouTube channel all about her cringe food combinations. Well, I could take away the cringe. Some of them are good. Some of them are good. Um, And I will say goodnight to Miss Jazzy Lynn, star double R. Good night to Crystal with a K. Much love to you. Much love to Mikey and L. I think that's the second time I've said that. Oh boy. I do need to eat something besides fruit smoothies. Where is my... Okay, there's my smoothie. Much love to Prestorian, the official Giant Bunz historian, to whom I have written in homage an epic poem for him. AJ Punk in the house. Much love to you, and happy pro wrestling vibes to you. Here. Let us see who. Oh, Mr. Wees Banana. Much love to Wees Banana. We didn't have a ton of different people here tonight, but the people we did have were chatty. Because I'm trying to scroll through and I'm like, okay, wait, this is the same. Okay. I think there were some people who didn't chat because there were maybe like 8 or 9 people at the most, but that's fine. And if you were my parents, that's even better. I don't know. Mom and Dad, do you watch? When I was talking to my little brother last night, I think he has finally watched Giant Bunz because he said something about said something about the ears of one of the rabbits being like moth antennae or something. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Or actually, maybe I showed him Dusty when we were having a family Zoom call. Oh, maybe he never tuned in. I don't know. He's going to be in very big trouble with Captain Kira if he didn't. But you guys, I am going to go get some music on and banana pizza, Lucky Charms on pizza. Oh gosh. Kristen never wants me to eat again, does she? She really just doesn't. And she's saying things about pizza. Ooh, Mikey and I'll cover your ears. Cover your ears. Very scary.
Donkey the rabbit munching cookies all night. Sugar rush blazing a crazy delight. Nibbling faces in a frenzied haze. Friends confused in his cookie craze. He hops through chaos in the midnight dark. Cookies in his paws, leaving a sweet mark. Face is bitten with a playful bite. Donkey's world, a funny sight. Donkey the rabbit, sugar in his veins. Nibble on your face, crunching all remains. Cookies crumble, falling to the floor. Donkey want more, can't ignore. Chasing shadows under the moon's bright glare. Cookies his obsession like he don't care. Friends watch in shock as he takes a bite. Donkey's love for cookies just feels right. He grins, mischievous eyes so wild. The chaos around him driving friends mild. Cookies drop, crumbs scatter in the bush. Donkey's cookie craze never will hush. Bite mark stories on furry cheeks. Donkey the rabbit at his cookie peak. Friends band together, a loving chase. Donkey's cookie craze never will hush. Shingle face, nibble pace. Donkey the rabbit, but sugar in his veins. Nibble on your face, nibble on your face. Cookies come, big brother falling to the floor. Donkey want more, can't ignore. Plans ignore. Donkey want more, can't ignore.
Donkey, the cookie muncher. He's a rabbit that can't get enough. Cookies, loves to munch, munch, munch every day. Can't get enough. Donkey the rabbit, the cookie muncher. He can never get enough cookies. He never stops eating, because he's a cookie king. He would eat the cookies until he turns into a cookie himself. He's a king of eating cookies. Can't get enough of them. He will never, ever, ever stop eating them. Keep them Donkey the rabbit, the cookie muncher. He can never get enough cookies. He never stops eating the cookie. He's a cookie king.